Good morning. Well, this is John here, and it is September 3rd, I believe. In for a heat wave here in the beautiful city of Temecula. Um, we have the Mr. UPS. Does he have something for me? No. Okay. Yeah, it's a heat wave for the next 3 days. Going to be 100, over 100. So not much to do when it's that hot. But I thought I'd do a little more work on this soft top. Um, Now what is happening, I mean, it closes pretty good now, but I want it to be able to close by itself on the front. And what I figured out after doing the adjustments on the last soft top video I did, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, I noticed after reviewing a lot of these R129s, they made these for like I think 10 or 12 years. And basically the mechanism for the soft top is all the same. So when it closes, you take the top down, you go put the top back up, right? And this part lifts up, and this part right here, when it's coming down, it comes down like this. See if I can get it right. Comes down like this, goes about a half an inch or less forward, then it goes about a half an inch or less backwards, and then it finds the hole it's supposed to be in where the latch is, and it drops down. And then it triggers the limit switch in the latch on both latches, and then it locks down. Well, as these things age, and this thing is 30 years old, it's got 38,000 miles on it. I use the soft top maybe twice a year. I'll take the hard top off, and I don't drive it that much, but I do want it to work like it was brand new, if that's possible. So what I've noticed, for some of the SLs that are working right, it just drops down like this, goes forward a little bit, and boom, it locks. But mine is going forward a little too far, and it was bouncing 3 times when it went down. It would bounce 3 times. It left some scratches in the window trim, the windshield trim. And I said, where are those scratches coming from? It's from the pins that are supposed to drop down in the latches. It's bouncing and causing these scratches, which is not cool. So what I did adjust the pins right there. There's adjustments like crosshairs. Let me see if I can. They're also on the hard top. Let's see if I can. Where is it? Yeah. So these marks right here. Okay, that's factory set. That's never been adjusted. And the soft top's got the same thing. So you're supposed to get these crosshairs lined up. There's a little mark right all along here, and it's supposed to line up like that. Well, on the soft top, at first, when I first started this, I don't know, 6 months ago, trying to figure it out, the marks were lined up, but the top was bouncing, and you always had to help it, pull it down. I actually took the plastic handle that's on the inside and I pulled it, and the thing just broke off. Plastic. So the last adjustment I did is I took those brackets and I moved them all the way rearward to achieve a 5 to 6 millimeter gap right here, from here to here, right there. Should be 5 to 6 millimeters, right, all the way along. So I achieved that when it's closed, but it still needs a little bit of help. So what I discovered, and I haven't been able to find this information anywhere on the internet, on any forum, the mention of it or anything, but right where this arm is, there's an arm that goes right here. There's a bolt with a nut, and you can adjust this bolt backwards or forwards. And there's a part right here that I guess when the whole mechanism comes up like this, and it kind of, that bolt stops this arm. It'll stop it from going too far forward or too far backward. Does that make any sense? So I'm going to try it today. I'll show you the bolt, and we're going to try to adjust it and see if it makes any difference. I think it does. I did post it on a Facebook R129 group, and one person said it adjusts the arm, you know, the pretend this is an arm right here, right? It adjusts the angle of the arm. And it's not mentioned anywhere in Mercedes literature, or I never saw it on Top Hydraulics site that helps everybody, you know, renew all the cylinders, and he rebuilds them, and he has instructions and places to adjust. Most everything talking about adjusting is adjusting those pins right there, and that's it. So I guess the Mercedes decided not to let anybody know about these bolts, because you can, I guess you can mess things up just adjustment wise. But like I say, it's 30 years old. I'm not the only one that suffers from this. But I'm gonna go do a cold start right now. I haven't started this thing, 2 or 3 days maybe. Probably no fuel pressure in the line. Let's see if we can figure it out. Prime it a couple times. Yeah, wants a little more prime. Yeah, so I'll let's open this top. Show you the bolts. It's this part right here, and it's this bolt right there. Let's see if I can get the camera to see that with the red. There's one on this side, and thinking, I think it's out of view right now, but the part that hits it is over here. It's over in this direction. When this thing goes up, then this limits the travel. It either, I have to figure out which way to turn that bolt, but let's look at the other side. Hear my air pump going. See, there's another one. Now it's marked at the factory right there with that red marker. I don't know what that. I guess that's where it's supposed to be at, but at least I got a picture of it or video of it now to where the marks are at, so I know what to do. we're going to see if I can point it out here. See this part? Come on, focus. If I can get it. Come on, focus. Yeah, you can see it right here. This piece. See, there's kind of a circle. That's where it hits the bolt. So, really hard to see under this mechanism. There's that bolt right there. So weird, huh? So I have to figure out if it's going too far forward here. When it hits, it goes like it's like this, and then it goes like this far here. Then it goes back, and then I can drop it in. But you can see where the pins or something were hitting right there. If I shut the car off, the top will come down and I won't be able to adjust it. Watch my temperature. Yeah, I think I'm going to adjust it back. I'm going to adjust it back further just a little bit, maybe one turn, and see how it does. Okay, so I unloosened the tightening nut and backed these out, one turn on both sides. Let's see what happens. Oh. Okay, see it just yeah, I think I've confused the system too much. So I'm gonna shut it off and start it up, or open it. Okay, I'll try it again. Be easier with two people, one person to watch that where that bolt location is. Yeah, see, now it balances. So I'm gonna try it, doing it 2 turns. I can always bring it back to where it was. Hopefully. Yeah, now it's all hiding, so I gotta bring the top up to about like this, and then you can get to it. Don't want to wear the battery down. Open sesame. Right about there. Enough. Let's see, now the top wants to. I guess I can still adjust it once it's down. Let's see if there's room. Yeah, I can adjust it. Okay, so I figured I'd take these guys and line them up to the crosshairs, right, on both sides. Get these lined up to where they're supposed to be. And then I'm going to close it and then start adjusting these bolts and see which way, if anything changes, helps. So I've got it, so I can get a light in here. So it looks pretty good. I just got towels holding it up so I could just see kind of where they're where it's going to really hard to do this, but kind of looks like it wants to go in the right place. Let's see. I don't know if this works or not. So, let's see. So it locks down pretty good there. Okay, let's try opening it. Poor top. The system gets confused when you mess with it too much. Sounds good there. Let's go down gently. See, it's still, well, at least I didn't have to hold my hand on it. So now the system's confused. Take the key out and try it again. It doesn't like it when it doesn't have a complete cycle. So at least I didn't have to put my hand up there to help it. But I do, if you manipulate the switch a little bit, like forward, backward, when it's down here, it'll bring it like this and drop in. Anyways, I'm going to play with those bolts. Okay, so I adjusted those bolts. Didn't really notice much difference. I adjusted them, so I tried adjusting them all the way to this way. So they're extending towards the rear of the car. And when I tried that, this part of the windshield or the soft top would not even line up with the holes. There's, you know, the locks, the catches. So now I'm going to adjust the bolts and bring them in this way and see if that helps. Now I did loosen all the pins, because if you adjust this, you got to adjust those too, you know. So yeah, it's definitely not easy. I don't know how much they do, but I know they do something, because they cause the top to close and just wouldn't go any further this way. So they do adjust the back and forth motion of this part. So hopefully we'll see. Okay, so trying to zero this thing out a little bit. That's pretty good. So I have these bolts now adjusted to where the head of the bolt is going this way, right? And when I closed it, let's see if I can, all of a sudden I get about 9 millimeters right here. Let's check the other side. Yeah, it's starting to heat up. Whew, 93 degrees. Don't you love summer? I did when I was 18. So right here is just a little bit. A little bit better on this side. It's about 7, 8. So now that I have these bolts adjusted this way, I'm going to loosen the pins, readjust those so I see if I can achieve a 5mm, because before, the last time I did this a couple weeks ago, I think the best I could get was 6.98mm, and I want to get it between 5 and 6, so let's see if that works. Try anything, right? So now the top is closed, and I'm just gonna undo this manually with my wrench. Let's see which way that locks it, and that opens it counterclockwise on it. Okay, so now this is loose, and I can put my rags under there, and see if I can get my rags and get some room to work in. I could put a box under there too. Ugh. So what I'm gonna do now is with this T30, I'm gonna loosen those just enough for them to move. And just move them, get it to go down in the hole, lock it down again, and do a measurement, see if I can get that measurement to be right on. For adjustments, let's see how it behaves. It's so much fun. At least I'm in the shade. It unlocks. It goes into its little hole. Cover locks, windows start going up. Top comes up. And it stays right there. What does it say right there? Let's look. Okay, so see that lock right there? It's not, right now it's down like that. It needs to be up so that little limit switch trigger thing activates. Now look at the other side. Okay, that one's normal. Let's see if I can, where's the lens? Where's the lens? Jesus, hold on. Hold on. Let me hold the camera. Lens is over here. Okay, so, God, it's heavy. Yeah, see that? It's supposed to look like that for it to be open, for it to receive the pin. So what's happening, for some reason, is this side is getting confused. This side is confused. So it won't lock. I mean, it landed okay. It landed okay. Okay, come on. Sun visor, don't break. Okay. So, where's my handy dandy? There it is. Got my tool. Yeah, it's pretty frustrating doing this stuff. So, it's in a lock position. Yeah. So it needs to be in an open position. And now it's, let's see. Yeah, now it's in open position. So is the other one. Complete the cycle. So, okay, so now maybe I should complete the whole cycle. Okay, now let's open it up and inspect that lock when the top is down and see what the heck is going on. It unlocks fine. Closes. Okay, let's look at this lock. Okay, I'm telling you, I'm getting tired. See, now it's in the right position. When you see this little thing here, and it pushes down, that pin's supposed to hit that. And that's what triggers the limit switch. Let's go look at the other side. So theoretically, when I got to close it, it should lock down this time, right? Now this one's good too. Should be able to push that down, all right? Let's try it again. I hate doing this. I should start the engine. I don't want to overstress the wiring. It takes a lot of power for that, for the system. Let's fire it up. Okay, let's open it. So let's close the top. Hopefully. So what's happening, I mean, it closed it without me having to use my hand. But as you can see, there's a gap right here. So there's something going on with this side here. Ugh. I mean, I'll probably need to just adjust this pin a little bit. And I'm gonna do that. Well, it cooled off. I got out here, I went down and had lunch and laid down. It was 104 when I got out here an hour ago. And it's 6 p.m. Hard to work when it's that hot. So, okay, so here's how far I got. I achieved a 6 millimeter all the way along here. And that's where you want to be at, between 5 and 6. I can't get to 5 without really stressing the whole mechanism out, I'm sure. It's really nice and tight. All the way around, it's real nice and tight. Now what, so those bolts for sure have a little bit of effect on when the top comes down and it goes forward a tiny bit, then backwards a little bit. It's hunting for the sweet spot for those pins to drop in. I cannot achieve that. I did achieve it, but then I had a gap at that seal that was about 10 millimeters, you know. So you want it, you want it to be, you know, 5 to 6 millimeters so water doesn't get in if it's raining or you're washing the car. You know, I never drive this thing in the rain. So I'm pretty sure now I have to, it closes and everything, but I do have to either help it with the hand or use that top switch to go back and forward just a tiny bit, then it drops in and then locks. Now I have read in the owner's manual that it says there are times where you're going to help guide the top into its little holes, and that's why they put a handle in the center. There's a handle there for you to guide it. So it's not a perfect system by any means. Now if you're on on a slope like this, you might have to guide it. You know, if the car's at an angle like this, the top's gonna, you know, do funny things, and you're gonna have to either help it or I think the last time mine closed perfectly when it's on a slope. And so I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. You know, what you can do when you're adjusting things, I readjusted these pins to those crosshair marks on both sides. I said I'm gonna leave it like that. But when you're working on it and you loosen, you know, or the top's down or coming down, you can use a box like that to put in the center. Try not to get it on that plastic strip that's on the inside where the handle is, because that could crack the plastic. So just, you'll get it lined up right about here, box. And then just get one of these things to measure that millimeter seal. And I just used one of these and one of these, and it's kind of a, you know, adjusting those things kind of a pain in the butt. You'd have to have it just right where you can kind of like tap that bracket with the pin around to line it up. I have these bolts screwed in forward, pretty far in there. Seem to at least kind of help with the tightness of the top. So who knows? Anyways, that's my contribution for the R129 soft top from hell. I'm sure that a lot of the older cars with soft top systems really have issues, but this one's supposed to be fully automatic. I'm sure when it was brand new it worked. Now, when I got it from the previous owner, he ran the car up to 32,000 miles. And I asked him, how's the soft top? Does it work? And he goes, I don't know. I go, what do you mean you don't know? He goes, I've never used it. I could never find anybody to help me take the hard top off. You know, he was 80 years old, his wife was 80 years old. They got it for her 60th birthday present. That was her birthday present. And she was about this high, real, you know, 90 pounds, Japanese woman, real nice. And I said, you didn't drive the car very much. She goes, it scares me. It's too fast for me. And she was so small, she had to have pillows to see over the windshield. So she just told me she would drive it a couple, 2-3 blocks down the street to the grocery store, and that was about it. So that's why that's original soft top. I mean, it's in pretty darn good condition for being 30 years old. Are you kidding me? Anyways, if you're trying to do what I'm trying to do, it's pretty frustrating to get it perfect. So good luck with that. And it's Labor Day weekend. The cat is George. He's going, thank God it's cooling off. It's only 101 now at 6 p.m. Okay, one more time. Let's try it again. I'm on a hill now. I forgot to tighten up those bolts. Yeah, probably it's gonna need a little bit of help with the top switch. Here it comes, here it comes. Now see, it's, even though you got it, there. Thank you, Mercedes. That's not too bad. I guess you can just help it along. I spent way too much time on this project. I'll drive it around the block. Drive it down the store somewhere. It's cooled off. It's now only 100 degrees. It's 6:30. Okay, so for today, I'm done. The top works pretty good. I tried it on the driveway again, went and drove around. Everything's lined up. There ain't no more. Oh, we got the 6mm right there. That's the most important thing. But you can see these scratches here. I don't know how those can happen, but they did. So the next job on this poor car is I have a brake light, brake sensor. Comes on and off. Sometimes it's gone for a couple of weeks and then it comes back. So I did, there's maybe 500 miles on new front brakes, the pads. I don't remember if I replaced the sensors or not. That's why I take these videos so I can remember what I did. Old age is a nasty thing. So I believe the rear pads are original, from my understanding and asking people on forums and stuff, how many sensors do they have, and I get all kinds of different answers. One of them is there's 2 on each wheel in the front. There's, I believe one person said there's 1 in the back, on the back wheel, 1. Another person said there's 2 on each wheel in the rear. One person said there's no sensors in the back. So it's got to be a sensor. It might just be the connection. You know, I never, in 8 years, never had the light coming on. And maybe when I unplug the sensors or you know, wiring, maybe the plug's loose or something like that, because it stops great. But anyways, that's going to be the next endeavor on the 500 SL Roadster. God, that thing is so much fun to drive. You should get one if you don't have one. It is so much fun to drive. Okay.